Hello, cheesers. Surprise, surprise. It is time for another Protocol Cheese part video. So, I didn't expect to make another one of these, but after... YouTube. Okay, there we go. Got hit with the cheese on our Protocol Cheese video. There's no way. You know you can do 1080. That's what I thought. But yeah, so... Gonna be going through a few different things in this one. I didn't think that I was gonna make another one, but after this week... I figured with a few different things coming up that it made sense to still do another one and give an update on different status, different things. So I'm going to go over three main things in this one. We're going to do the first one here, which is what we're watching on the screen currently, related to Firestone Firehogs. So basically, there isn't much to say for this one other than, like, we're actually locked in. So obviously, with the Infinite stuff on hiatus, wanted the Hog series to work out, so we have like something consistent to do. And after the first week of this, yeah, I think this is it. And you know, we'll definitely be running this until we finish it out. It's going to be around in April. Wanted to give some other details and stuff like that too, if you haven't checked the schedule yet, because the details in this were not completely revealed until like the race night. Because again, I didn't want to give away the surprise of doing the Hog Tona opener. I wanted that to stay a surprise, so I was trying to stay hush-hush on most of it. But now that Hog Tona's been raced and the first race has been done, you know, no reason to keep anything secret on stuff like that. So, in case you haven't looked at it yet, the schedule, so of course we just raced Hog Tona. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Claystone, and then we're going to have our Monza GP again, Sweden RX, which is the Rallycross that was the Grand Finals Rallycross from the last season. And then Road America after that. And then Catalunya RX, which is a new Rallycross. That one should be pretty hot. And then we have another new track, so the new tracks will be back-to-back. Now, the one for Week 7 is the only question mark. So still cooking up something there. Not 100% sure what we're going to go with there yet. Probably another GP track. Right now I'm kind of trying to like finalize what I want to make, because we have Road America and Monza, which are pretty easy choices for these hogs, and you know, definitely wanted to do those. And yeah, so now I probably want to do another one of those and kind of have to think about it, but at the same time there's other stuff that we could do as well. We've been talking about doing like a hog national track, something like that. Even like, you know, let's talk about the hog supercross, could have a go at that too. So maybe we could get wacky and try something like that. I don't exactly know yet, but you know, hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll figure it out. That's the nice thing though, is that we have time. The only question marks for hogs are that track. After that track is Lakeview Speedway, which is the World of Outlaw hog track. That's the finale, and that is Triple Crown as well, like Hog Tona was. But yeah, so that new track at that Week 7 slot, again, the Catalunya one at 6, that one is done. That's not like a planned track. That one's new, but it's done. This 7 one, not 100% sure on what it's going to be, and it's not done yet. So, that's the only question mark for hogs, which is nice, Obviously, we had a lot of other stuff in the works that was in progress with Go-Kart. That's not the case with this. It's just that, and then whatever we're going to do with Grand Finals. But on the bright side, we have plenty of time to figure that out. We still have like a month, and for Grand Finals, we have like over a month, which is very nice. We have plenty of time, so not too worried about it, but I am already thinking about what we're doing for both of those things. But yeah, so that's the whole hog plan. And again, like I said, we'll be sticking with it. This is pretty fun. You know, our opener was crazy. Hog Tona was an absolute cheese fest, but there's a lot of crazy moves, a lot of good action. People seem to have a better time, seem to be looking forward to, you know, not just like doing the races, but afterwards, like actually watching the videos back, which is always a good sign too, because there's just so many crazy moments in this race and things that happened. And yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. So definitely a banger to open up the hog season. I mean, look at this, what's happening on the screen right now. Like it was an absurd night. Really fun. And definitely one of the craziest races and tracks we've ever done. So yeah, it was cool. Okay, so that's basically all that I have to say about the hogs here. So yeah, like we're gonna do, I guess like Triple Crown, right? So the oval races, the one at the end and the one that we just did with Hog Tona, those are the Triple Crowns. No other Triple Crowns. The rest of the schedule is just 2 motos. It's exactly what we did on night 1, but with 2 motos instead of 3. So there you go. It's exactly what we did on night 1, 2 motos instead of 3. And should be a lot quicker because no cautions, right? I'm not going to have cautions on those other track types, so it should be a lot quicker. I know the first night Hog Tona was quite long, But I think things will be back to like a normal time for the races, normal race length for the rest of the season until that last Triple Crown as well, and obviously the Grand Finals. So I think people will enjoy that because, yes, a lot of the nights have been pretty long so far, but yeah, they should start to normalize. Okay, so now that I got through that, now that's all that I really have to say for Hogs. I think we're good on Hogs after that. So other things that I wanted to talk about in this video, I'm going to go over to, wow, nice cheese the shot right there. I'm going to go over to this. So we had a little, there's a little bit of gameplay in this, but so Infinite Season 3 is releasing very soon. It is this upcoming, does still look bad. The cheese. There we go. It is this upcoming Tuesday is when it's releasing, and so the patch notes haven't like fully been released yet, although they've announced that they're gonna like be going through different aspects of the update in their blogs leading up to it. So there's a chance that there's a blog that comes out talking about the quality of life updates by the time that I post this. And it's just going to be unfortunate timing. So that might happen. If that does happen, I'll put it in the description. But I don't know. It might take a little bit longer. But yeah, so they haven't announced what the quality of life changes are. And obviously, like content-wise, all this other stuff for racing doesn't really mean a whole lot for us. But racing-wise, there are two things that do mean something to us. So for one, believe it's confirmed that you're going to be able to forge on the dev maps, so like actual legit infinite TRS maps, those are after this update a possibility. You can actually start working on those, you know, hopefully. I don't know if we're going to be able to race them, but you should be able to start working on those. So that's a thing. That's the one like guaranteed thing so far. Now obviously the other thing that I'm hoping for is quality of life updates. And again, until those patch notes come, I don't know if there's going to be anything on like the desync or the lag or anything like that. Yeah, of course, there you go. There's the date as well, March 7th. So obviously, I'm hoping that there is some address of the desync, some work on that, some work on the servers, but we don't really know yet. But regardless, we will be testing Infinite again shortly after this update. I'm assuming that there will be something on that. We don't know yet, but I'm assuming that there will be anyways. So like I promised before, we'll get tests in when there are updates like this, and, you know, hopefully be able to return to the game at some point. So, why, you know, what exactly are we doing when I said like, okay, well, we'll return and, you know, we'll test it after this update? Well, that segues me into the last part here, the last thing that I wanted to talk about. So what you're looking at right here is the previous videos that I've talked about with like the Sunday plans. What you're looking at right here is the Sunday plans. Now everything in this isn't like fully set up. Oh, these numbers are off too, of course. Like this should be you know, these should be considered like one thing. Right now the numbers are just well, event-wise, right now the numbers on the left are weeks. So currently 27 Sundays. We plan on racing, which isn't too bad. I mean, that's not too bad. It's a lot of extra action. Obviously, 27 nights is a lot of extra action. A little over half the year, but it's not too bad. So let's go through the ones that I have so far. So as you can see, most of the beginning, like leading up into the summer, I have plans for, and then after that, there's some open slots and some things that I do have plans for, but definitely a lot more open slots. So I'll go through like what I have planned so far and ideas that I've put into these Sunday races early on. And of course, like there's always, I'm sure ideas will pop up and stuff like that. So I'm not really too worried about the things that are like late into like here, July, August, September, October here, like literally November, December. You know, I'm not too worried about these dates yet because there's plenty of time for ideas to come up and things that we may want to experiment with or test and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about, you know, this whole thing not being filled out yet. But let's go through what I have so far. So again, like I mentioned before, ignore these like titles and stuff like that. I just haven't updated all that stuff. Basically the idea with these Sundays is like the TRS stuff, right? Like the TRS is going to be like the main the main story of the Sunday nights, essentially the TRS stages that'll come and go. That'll be like the one reoccurring thing that'll lead throughout the year, and we'll play with it throughout the year. And we'll start that first TRS stage in April. We'll do a 2-night, 2 separate weeks Halo 3 TRS stage. We'll do those tracks, and then in the summer, early summer, we'll do Reach. Getting towards the end of the summer here, we'll do Halo 4 TRS for quite a while. There's a lot more tracks to work with there, so that's the longest one. The Halo 3 one is 2 different nights. The Reach and the H2A, not as many tracks, but more than Halo 3, so they're 3 nights. And then the Halo 4 one, with by far the most tracks, is currently planned to be 4 nights. And we could throw Infinite in there as well if things change. So that's another thing with these like extra slots, and why I'm not too worried about having them filled, is that it could be, some of these extra slots could be the Infinite TRS stage if we get to do it, because I would like to do an Infinite stage for it. If we can. Again, if it's ready, I would like to do it. But right now, it's just planned to be Halo 3 Reach, Halo 4 TRS, Halo 4 H2A, sorry. And then the Grand Finals, all the way down here at the bottom at the end of the year, the Grand Finals. So yeah, so the TRS stuff is going to be like the reoccurring thing. And the stages, the stages will all qualify you for the Grand Finals, but the stages are not going to be like towards an overall thing. Like they'll all be their own thing. Like the Halo 3 TRS stage will be its own thing. The Reach TRS stage, like they'll all be their own thing. They'll all be their own thing. But competing in them, you'll be able to do that Grand Final at the end. Is essentially the idea. So yeah, that's essentially the idea with that. Okay. So that'll be like the main thing, the main like reoccurring thing is the TRS stuff. Now, what about all these other, what about all these other nights? Well, that's what I talked about in the other videos with like filling them with different race nights, different like tournaments, different ideas, different experiments, things like power hours, you know, stuff that we don't get to do too much. So that's what that is for. So for example, on this first one, I don't have like specific plans for it yet as far as the tracks go. I have some ideas, but I wanted to do an arena cross night, because again, like it kind of sucks that we didn't get to do our arena cross action on Infinite. So I want to do an arena cross night, and that'll be our first like Sunday thing here on March 5th. So coming up very shortly. So we're gonna start the Sunday stuff here very soon too. Like this week we're starting the Sunday stuff. So that's the big thing here. Doing it this week. So yeah, so we'll do that, and then Halo 4 World of Outlaw night. You know, race a couple tracks of the Halo 4 tracks that we still have saved that work for World of Outlaw. We'll do a Halo 4 World of Outlaw night, and you know, have some fun with that. That'll be quite a throwback. Here is the segue that I was talking about with the Infinite test. So hope he doesn't mind me announcing this. I won't go into exactly like what he wants to do with it, but Slaunch wants to do a rally tournament. He has an idea on Infinite, wants to do something with that. I'm not sure if this is the exact date yet, so we'll try to get that confirmed. Could always swap things around, but yeah, he does have an idea for that. I don't want to spoil everything, but he wants to do something like that. He wants to do it on Infinite. So for people that did still want to do Infinite stuff, look forward to that. Slaunch is cooking something up there, and that'll also be post that update as well. So if the update does have improvements for the lag in the servers, this tournament that Slaunch is hosting will be kind of our testing grounds. Like I said, about wanting to do tests whenever those updates come out, and you know, keep up to date with it and see when the game is ready. Well, here you go, Slaunch's tournament. That'll kind of be a big test for us, so you know, we'll work with that. And then the week after that, oh, here we go. This is the big one. Don't want to miss this one. Hunter, here it is. Here it is. The Kratos Power Hour Cheese Fest. So yeah, the Kratos Power Hour. Low-key, I wanted to do it in January, and I honestly just got caught up with stuff and forgot. So I'm not even kidding. I wanted to do it in January, and I forgot, but it keeps getting pushed back. Well, here we go. At the end of March, the last Sunday, we'll run it. We'll do the Kratos Power Hour. Screw it. We'll do it live. Well, why not? We'll run it. So that's the first 4. Start off with 4 of the solo plans. This Arena Cross, this Halo 4 Woo, Slaunch's rally idea, and then the Kratos Power Hour. So great variety already too for these, as you could tell. And then again, we'll get into that Halo 3 TRS stuff. And then the following week after that, we'll do multi-class race. So we wanted to experiment with a multi-class race. We'll do that the week after the Halo 3 TRS stage, and we'll do that experiment and see how that goes. That should be quite interesting. I have to work out some details with that still too. But I do know that we want to do it. And then in the end of May, an SX night. I made sure to put in an AX, an SX, and an MX night into the schedule because I feel bad. There was so much good plans, so many good plans for that for Infinite. Like we were gonna do Arena Cross, and we were gonna do the MX Nats. So like we had great ideas, for, you know, for people that are into those like track categories, and then that all kind of got scrapped, which I kind of feel bad about. So I made sure to get a couple of these nights spread throughout here because I still want to do some racing on that stuff if we can. So after that SX night, we'll do the Summer Hog Power Hour. So, you know, with the Hog series, it's a little too late to do the Power Hour now, but this will be about a month after the Hog series ends, and, you know, we'll kind of cleanse our palates from that a little bit, and then we'll get a track for it, and we'll do a Hog Power Hour. So we'll get that in too, because that's another thing on the bucket list that needs to be done. So throw that in there. Then we got our Reach TRS stage, which we already discussed. A couple open slots, ideas. Let me know anything. I'm open to it, but we got plenty of time there. That MX night is in the middle, around where the MX season would have been. And then of course, like September, this end of August, a Halo 4 TRS stage, going to be quite a long one there. A couple open ideas here, open to whatever. And then in November, we'll run that H2A TRS stage. Looking forward to that. A couple open things. And then TRS Grand Finals. And also, all these weeks, I made sure to check are planned alongside normal race nights. None of these weeks bite into the off time, the off season. None of them do. And often they end before the Friday series ends, or start after, like a week after. So it kind of like squishes into. So yeah, I made sure to check that. I made sure to check that with these dates. And also, like, there's big stretches where it's constant, like right here, this is many weeks in a row, but there's also some areas where there's like a week off too. Like right here, there's a week where there's no Sunday race. 4th of July weekend, that's why. That's not actually why, but we'll just say that's why. So there's like a week off there. I think the opening week of like Woo, we don't have one. I think this is the second week of Woo, and a couple other examples of stuff like that. So there's a couple extra on top of it, you know, usually being a week after the main season starts and ending a week before it also has a couple breaks in there too. So yeah, so not as many. So we're doing more Friday nights than Sunday nights, which is the idea and the goal, right? Because that got kind of cheesed last year. Well, that's kind of the idea here, is just trying to make sure that we do more Friday nights than Sunday nights. But yeah, so this protocol cheese with that is already, you know, we're getting a little long for this video, so I want to close it out here. But yeah, so recapping again, Firehog went great. Season 3 Infinite stuff, we'll look forward to that. We'll see what's going on with that, and, you know, hopefully the quality life updates are there, and we can see if it actually helps. And then, like, Sunday plans, we just went through the Sunday plans. Check out this stuff. Hope that some of this stuff is exciting. Kratos Power Hour, don't forget. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. I like this idea. I think this is really cool, and should be fun and should fit like the Sunday idea anyways. So these should be fun. And then again, Firehog went well, and we're just gonna keep going with it. And there's a couple things planned, and we'll figure those things out, what we're gonna do with those tracks. But Firehog is mostly set up and ready to go, and it's off to a good start. And, you know, hopefully we're gonna keep that momentum going. Obviously things were kind of in the air with the first couple weeks of the year, with how Infinite was, but I'm happy that with these plans, with the Sunday plans now in place, and then with the Hog plans here, that we have like a pretty clear outline for what we want to do for like the next 3 months, and that like most of those tracks and most of those things are like ready to go too. So on top of that, on top of knowing what we want to do for the next 3 months, and like having that plan there, a lot of that stuff is ready too. Like there's not many parts on that schedule where it's like, oh yeah, we got to make something here. Like, no, most of it is ready to go. Most of it's ready to go. It just needs to be raced. So yeah, so I'm happy with that too. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully this is the last protocol cheese update that I need to make for a while. I imagine that it will be. I might make another one of these after like Slaunch's Infinite cheese and seeing how that goes. I'll probably make another one of these then, talking about that and, you know, if it's good or not. But until then, this will probably be the last one of these weekly update videos that I've been doing consistently for the beginning. So yeah, trying to stay transparent with that stuff, but this will probably be the last one of these for a bit, probably until then. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next Hog race tomorrow, and then Sunday cheese as well this week. So we're rolling into it. So now that we're into March, it's like things are, you know, it's like we kind of got the ball rolling a little bit, but now it's like, all right, we're actually getting into it. We're getting into a groove, and we're settling in for the year. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you at Blaystone.